Hi friends, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie. If you are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are not, thank you for coming back and spending your time with me. I know how valuable it is. So today's video is a continuation of last week's video talking about the curriculum of Gather Round Homeschool. And I mentioned that I would specifically do a video talking about how I adapt this curriculum for my special needs son who is autistic. Now, if you have been in the world of autism or special needs parenting or homeschooling, you've heard probably the phrase that if you've met one child with autism, you've met one child with autism. And essentially, it just means that every child is different. Every child responds differently to different stimulus. They're good at different things. And so how I adapt this particular curriculum is going to be different for you. All I hope this video does is help you, or encourage you, I should say, to see the possibilities for your child. Now, Gather Round Homeschool has been kind of a godsend to me because I've tried a bunch of different curriculum, and I'd gone to the point where I had boiled down how many hours my son was willing to do schoolwork, because he is a very reluctant student. I was only able to do a couple of hours, and I was frustrated because I was only able to do math and language arts, and he struggled specifically with language arts because there was no point of interest for him. He didn't look at it and go, oh yes, this is why I'm learning this. And so what Gather Round Homeschool does is it not only teaches him the important subjects minus math, which I didn't mention last week, and so I'm just going to show you. We use Math You See for Darian because it is very simple and straightforward, and there's no clutter on the page, and we do it on the computer because he has a sensory issue with holding a pencil. He pulls his sleeve up to clutch the pencil, which wrecks any proper hold on a pencil and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I needed to do math, and that math program has been doing really well for us because of how streamlined and straightforward it is. But language arts in particular was a struggle because it was just busy work to him. There was no context for the things that he loves and is interested in, and Gather Round Homeschool does that in spades. Everything isn't necessarily specifically linked to the thing that he is interested in, especially, but it's Bible verses, which I am okay with because it again is something that I wanted to learn with him. But because he has such an interest in science, gravity and space and all of that kind of stuff, it's been the perfect blend. But I'm also really excited because I could teach him more than just math and language arts, which again, important, really important stuff, but it was something that I really wanted to make sure that he had a chance to learn the things that he's interested in, because that whole reluctant learner thing is made a lot easier and smoother when it's something that they're interested in. So how do I do this specifically for Darian? The first thing that I do is I don't read all of my teacher guide to him, mainly because it can be long, especially if you're going through, like, and I'm just going to show you the ocean part, the first lesson of the ocean, just as an example. But in the first lesson in ocean, there's 6 different animals, and it can be very long for him. And again, the attention span for things that I'm just reading to him can be a little short sometime. So what I did was I grabbed all of the flashcards, the little animals that she was talking about in the first lesson, which was deep sea animals, the ones that are in the dark. And so all I did was I would just hold up the card and I would read what was on the back of the flashcard. And then when I was done, I asked him which one he wanted to do in particular. And so, again, because he's not a big hold a pencil kind of guy, we did typing. And so what he did then was he typed out the facts, and in some cases I just had him copy, and this isn't the right one. I had him copy from the back so he could get his spelling words correct and all of that kind of stuff. And then I just printed it out, the Word document that we used, and then he used scissors and glue to cut it out and paste it on the page for interesting facts and diet and habitat for the giant isopod. So that was one day, plus we did his reading. He's really into reading Dr. Seuss books, but he's doing it out loud, which is a huge, huge thing for him. He has words, but he isn't conversational, and so I've been super excited about the fact that reading words is a way to get cadence and understanding of how to say a sentence, how to put a sentence together, and verbalizing a whole sentence. And so I am just super thrilled with that forward momentum. But that's usually the end of a school day, is one page and some reading, and then he will get his candy treat after. So the next thing, and you'll notice that I was silly and hole punched both sides because I wasn't paying attention. So that happens. The other thing that I was going to say is I take these out of his binder. And the reason why is because he has issues with writing on the hump of a big thick book, and so I find this works perfectly for us because it is awkward even for us to write towards the edge, and for my girls as well. They don't take them out, but the option is available. So this particular science project about water pressure and stuff, he watched the girls do it. And for me, that is perfectly acceptable at this point in time, that he doesn't need to be involved as long as he is watching. The Language Arts and Bible page we did another day. And I did one more page with this one. So instead of reading that day, we did this. So what I did was I just photocopied this page and then literally wrote the ER in the page, cut them all out beforehand, and then I put all of the little cutouts in just a yogurt container lid so that they weren't flying about. And he built this with some glue, and he read these words with me. And usually with him, if there's a word that's unfamiliar, I start it. So I'll say r, and he will, if he's still struggling, I'll go r, and then keep going. So again, it's entirely adaptable, and that's what I love about it. And so I had done that page with him, and then I had also done this one. Now, again, he is not a colorer, he is not a drawer, he isn't somebody who enjoys that particular activity. So when it came to doing his art project, I have bought these books. They're just regular sticker books, but I like the I Like one because they're pictures. They're actual pictures of the animals that we might be doing or learning about. Now, they didn't have any deep sea animals in this one, but at the same time, it doesn't matter to me because I look at it and go, he is still creating something, even if it's not specifically about, and it's, you know, she goes, use your creativity. And for me, this was him being creative. So he picked out which stickers he wanted, and he placed them wherever he wanted. And then I was like, oh no, Darian, they're not in the water. And so he actually was very willing to color with his marker the water. And so I was really excited about that. Now underneath, I was like, okay, should we make a story or should we write about the animal that you picked? And he said, story. I'm like, okay. So with him, it's been a while since we've done any creative writing with him. And so I didn't want to overwhelm him. So I more or less gave him some options. And I really do foresee in the future, as we continue to stretch and grow, especially with our time, how much time he's willing to put into school, that this will get more him writing the story or typing the story or whatever. But he wrote the picture. It's his name. My son's name is Darian, and he wrote, this is Darian the dolphin. I gave him 2 choices for names, and he picked Darian. And then I said, Darian the dolphin is what with the fish? And he said, eating the fish. When suddenly a crab starts to, and I left it open. I'm like, is he eating the dolphin? Because he put the crab sticker directly on top of the dolphin. I said, is he eating him or is he tickling him? And Darian gave tickle option. And they became friends and they ate fish together, the end. So again, it's more just making this subject come alive to him, making it something that he enjoys as much as possible. But what I love about it is that I am teaching him social studies. I'm teaching him all of the subjects. The last thing that I did with him on that day in particular was we watched a couple of YouTube channels specifically about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch and Boy and Slat's project to clean it up. So for me, it was, he watched like just 2 minutes, a 2-minute video, so not a lot. My girls watched much longer videos about both of those things. And then we played with Neil Fun's Deep Sea app that's on the computer. And I will link all of those down below for you. But I was really excited about how engaged he was, how much he enjoyed it. And I plan to fully continue doing this with him. I'm hoping that he'll be able to do it with the girls while we're doing it, and that he will listen to the teacher's guide and stuff like that. But this is our starting off point, and then we can adapt as he is willing, as he enjoys it, as he shows me more willingness to do it. So that is how I adapt Gather Round for my special needs child. I hope that this was inspiring, something that is, you know, going to help you in the future look at things for your child in a new and exciting way. So thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time with me. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.